And I'll do crazy stuff, but that was no way.
Don't move, okay?
Are you happy that the lions were CGI? Because I'm assuming, well, you're in South Africa. There's plenty of them, but was it a good option to go with CGI rather than live ones? I'm sure it's a scary situation if they were live.
It's 100%. Like, that was because I'm sort of always gung-ho for doing anything method and real. I love that idea. But I had met Kevin Richardson, who's a South African lion expert. He's called The Lion Whisperer on YouTube, and he's one of the guys that, he's the main guy that Ryan Engel, who wrote the script, based my character on. And a couple years prior, I'd met Kevin and seen him play with these lions the way my character has to. And it's amazing and beautiful, but they are powerful creatures, and you make one wrong move, you show any fear, or you try to get too dominant, you're dead. There wasn't a chance I would have considered trying to do it with real lions. And I'll do crazy stuff, but that was no way.
You have your limits.
Yeah.
It's the law of the jungle. It's the only law that matters.
So from the start, were you always intent on using a CGI lion versus a real lion? I mean, everybody always wants to use the real thing, right? But it's a dangerous situation. So what was the discussion like early on?
It's not, and it's dangerous for everybody involved. It can be dangerous for your crew, but it's also dangerous for the animals, right? And I think that, more and more filmmakers are getting away from using non-domestic animals in their projects because the animals didn't sign up for it, and and it's not always safe for them, even more so than the crews. And so it was never even a conversation for us. We always knew we were gonna have a CGI lion, and that's the humane way to do it. And the thought, Lupe, was how do we make it so realistic? How do we make sure that you've got the CGI lion, but that it feels organic to the world? And that was about us actually going out and shooting in the bush in South Africa and making sure that everything else about the movie was real. Everything else about the movie actually existed and was there. This is not a green screen movie at all. And the only element is that lion element. And it held up. And, as I said earlier, it definitely does not take you out of the movie. And that was very, very important. But we always talked about this as a CGI lion because that's the most humane way to create a movie like this.
I love that you're saying that because it's true. And what movie did you look at? Like The Jungle Book did an amazing job with the animals. Yes. But then you see other movies and like, why didn't they do? So you don't understand, like, why do some movies do a good job and others, did you look into like who did it best and go for that?
Yeah, we definitely did our research in terms of trying to figure out who the right VFX company was. I think a lot of those other movies though were, be it Jungle Book or Lion King, Jurassic Park. I mean, all those movies are very, very solid, great movies. The difference is that we were trying to create a grounded movie that could actually happen, right? What would it be like if you had Idris Elba and his family with his daughters trapped in the bush? What would that look like, feel like, smell like, sound like? And so we took a lot of pains to make all of that very realistic. And so unlike some of the other movies that have had CGI animals that are intentionally more fanciful, we wanted our project to feel much more grounded, much more realistic. And I think we accomplished it.